Alright, I'm back again. I'm on my way to work and I have way too much blood in my caffeine stream. But let's get started. Yesterday broke that there's travel advisories for Americans going to Belarus, as well as ordering or requesting Americans get out. If you haven't been following the political landscape, you know this is to be expected. Like if the Soviet Union Russia were to announce the Soviet Union 2.0 was coming out, which, I mean, let's face it, they're trying to do with BRICS pretty much, but Belarus would be first in line to jump on that one. So if you're somehow surprised that this is going down, you should be more surprised it hasn't happened already. The big thing is, right now, I kind of want to talk about is what's going on in Hawaii. The reason I have put it off is until now is, well, I've not been, I don't want to, it just seems like it'd be morbid to do so, to jump on this bandwagon while it's still ongoing. But I had a dream last night, and it kind of is weighing on my heart, so I'm going to go ahead and tell the dream. The dream was having a cookout, and there were people there at the house. I don't like people, but nevertheless, there were people there. The wind started to pick up, and I was looking across the highway, and there's a big hill. They call it a mountain, but it's a big hill. And as I stood there watching it, I saw more and more smoke before flames just started rising up through the trees. Naturally, I did what anyone would do, picked up the phone, started dialing 911, and it, instead of ringing, it rung, but instead of actually answering, it went to the Muzak. And nobody would answer. I firmly believe things are going to start getting, let's see, how can I put this? More and more interesting. And when people start going to the government the way we've been trained our entire lives to do, whether dialing 911, what have you, they're going to find there's no response. We're already seeing it, whether you're talking about the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, or what's going on in Maui. The government, especially at the federal level, has been a major letdown. And you can say what you want about Trump. He would not have let these crises go to waste like that. In East Palestine, and I think, memory serves me right, he did show up there, and he took people out to the McDonald's and whatnot. Took water. Yes, he would have done that. If he was president, he would have done it on a bit of a larger scale, because he understands how the branding and marketing aspect of it works. There'd be people, I can't believe you took a look. You got people freaked out, whatever. They're getting a meal. It's not a good meal, but it's something that, according to the FDA, passes as food. And yeah, he would have had water, and probably would have had his branding on the bottles of water. I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened with this go around. It's branding. That's how you do it. And with Maui, if he wasn't staring down indictments galore, and probably under advice from his attorneys not to show up, not to leave the country, or, you know, the continental United States, he would probably be trying to find a way to get there to do something, to be seen, to make a statement. And if he were president, he would not have it wouldn't have taken him 2 weeks to show up, and he would have been more than just trying to offer $700 a person, which I think was the offer the federal government gave the people there. He would have been pushing to make it with the America First branding. And that's one thing I think people in America are really wanting. They're getting sick and tired of other nations getting the aid when some of parts of our country are looking like a third world country, where there's messes in the streets from the homeless people. People are in misery and suffering, losing their homes. Whether you're talking, that's not even getting into the financial aspects, like the mortgage and bankruptcies, things like that. I mean, when you look at housing, and well, pretty much everything is up like 50% or more. I know my grocery bill is up per week is up 50%. They pretty much have said that your housing is up to the point that the average middle class American can't afford to buy a house. These are all, when you have the president saying, oh, look at this, look at how good things are going because of me. They're not. And you have people making the excuses, well, it could have been much worse, could have been much worse. Yes, it could have. And it's not Biden's fault we're in the mess we're in. This is decades of financial or fiscal irresponsibility. But still, he hasn't done anything to fix the issue. He hasn't done anything to improve. It's just, best case scenario, you're moving the ball a little bit further. And everyone I know who knows anything about finances are worried. I'm not so worried because there's nothing I can do about it, and I can manage to get myself stressed out over nothing. And I do say stressed out over nothing because there's nothing I can do about it. What's coming is coming, and rather than freaking out, stressing about it, worrying about it, I'm just going to try and be along for the ride. And now I'm going to put my Nostradamus hat on and do a quick election prediction. All indications are they are trying to knock Trump and Biden out of the election. I think Gavin Newsom actually said that he was going to call for it to be put on a ban where Trump could not be on the ballots in California. How that's not election meddling, I don't know. But there's that, and some of the charges that he's being hit with, like in Georgia, where they released the indictment before the grand jury even voted to indict him. You know, you get stuff like that. It's obvious they're trying to knock Trump out of the election. I'm still going to stand by what I said, that if it's not Trump versus Biden, the people who get the nominations, they've not announced yet. People are talking to Ramaswamy. I don't know. I'm interested to see how they at least try to kneecap him. And with Biden, it's becoming more and more painfully obvious he's clueless. Like, he did a conference in Maui yesterday, and didn't he talk about his deceased son and how he can empathize with him because, you know, he almost lost his house in a fire. Okay, I'm not from Hawaii. I can't really get to, I can't speak on behalf of Hawaiians, but let me assure you, the number of Hawaiians that probably want to hear a multi-millionaire career politician say, I was inconvenienced. I had to live at one of my other mansions for a while. You know, I'm pretty sure the majority of people don't want to hear that. They don't. They want to know what's going on. They want to know what the plan is to stop the fires, and they want to know what is going to be done to help them rebuild their lives. That's all. And the fact that they've allowed Biden to go out there and make the speech he made, that tells me something. It tells me they're going to try and find a way to get him out. And supposedly there was someone in Congress calling for anyone who is wanting to run against Biden to do so. So that tells me they're not wanting RFK Jr. You know, I think they understand, they're starting to see that they may lose Hawaii at this point. If they try to run Biden again, they may lose Hawaii. And it's going to get worse. You know, yesterday I did that short of, it was not about control. It was never about control. Or it was never about your safety and health. It was about control. They're talking lockdowns and mandates and stuff again. And I have to be careful about what I say about that, because the censorship has been stepping up of us. But yeah, there's been talks about that stuff again. If we get back to that, no way in hell Biden could get reelected. Even if they did run him against Trump. And the thing is, they know it. They just don't want to. I guess people were getting a little too much power and control of their own back. And we can't have that. Kind of like we can't have people driving the speed limit in either lane, but oh well. Running their windshield wipers when it ain't raining. But yeah, it's all indications are they're laying groundwork to make sure Biden either drops out or gets primaried out. And there's a part of me honestly thinks they're trying to build Trump up with indictments that, if they, like, as I've said before, if the indictments fall through, then, you know, Trump can turn that around. He's good enough at the branding and marketing. He can turn it around and could possibly be unstoppable. We'll just have to see how that goes. But at the very least, yeah, they're trying to get rid of Biden. And I honestly think they're trying to get rid of Trump. I just can't see who they would run. Gavin Newsom is making more racket, like he's trying to draw attention to himself. But as other people have said, his popularity outside of California is not as great as one would want to imagine. I'll try and remember to throw some links down in the description below. This probably won't get uploaded until I get home this evening, so I'll try to remember to upload it and add links down below. Like I said, I've got to be cryptic on what I put and selective on what I list, because censorship is going up. Yeah, let me know what you think. Buckle up, people. Try not to freak out. Try not to stress. At this point, there's nothing anyone can say or do to stop what's coming. All you can do is be prepared. Later.